Okay, so today we're going to be looking at the, not the I almost said Shapton Cormac 1000. Today we're going to be looking at the Sharpal double-sided plated diamond stone. Right now the stone is selling for $69.99. This is the 8-inch by 3-inch version. And to save you time on the review, it's a fantastic stone. It's probably a perfect diamond stone. And it sounds weird to say that because I've tested a lot of diamond sharpening stones, even having my own diamond stones made for me, and this is better than all of them. I don't know how they're doing it at this price point, and I would buy one if you were looking for a diamond stone. I think this is going to be my new recommended stone. Now, let's get into some more of the details on this stone and why I say that. This was not a sponsored video. I purchased this with my own money from the exact link that I'll post below. I purchased this anonymously, so it's not like this unit was hand selected for me specifically. Now, I can't speak to this company's quality control, and I can't say whether or not you're going to get the same quality that I did, depending on where you live, and so on and so forth. Now, in my last video where I reviewed the Spyderco CBN bench stone, I made a statement, and I was wrong. Personally, I have never seen a dual-sided plated stone with a coarse side and a fine side that did not have significant grit contamination issues on the fine side. At this point in time, that statement is incorrect. Here we are, the next video, the next stone that I review is a double-sided diamond stone with 0 grit contamination. I've taken thousands of pictures under the microscope at this point of this stone, and I have not seen any grit contamination whatsoever. And you can feel it when you sharpen. It feels like a perfect diamond stone. And here we have the coarse. No crazy large grit pieces embedded in there, just nice, even, perfect coverage. And the fine. No large grit, just nice, even, again, perfect coverage. And for contrast, here's the Spyderco CBN stone with its major grit contamination. The coarse side is they call it a 325 grit. 320 grit, it's perfectly coated. The diamonds are well embedded. It profiles very quickly. It's in my opinion, it's the perfect grit for profiling. And you can get extremely sharp edges just off of the coarse side. Now the fine side is where it really gets special. This is where a lot of diamond stone manufacturers have problems because the bigger grit pieces will contaminate the surface of the finer side if they're not extremely careful when they manufacture this by not allowing that to happen. And this fine side is perfect. I have not found any, 0 large grit pieces embedded into the surface of the stone. And I noticed it the second that I started using it. Initially, I mean, grit contamination wise, it doesn't feel like there's any contamination there, that it was a perfect 1200 grit plated stone. Looking at this under magnification, it looks fantastic after a bunch of use. This is what the fine side looks like right out of the box. And this is normally where you see right away where you would have any contamination. But again, nothing, even on the surface when brand new. And then after a bunch of use, we still have plenty of good coverage and it still cuts perfectly and leaves a very nice scratch pattern. The stone did come perfectly flat out of the box as checked on the granite surface plate. And it comes with a plastic holding case with a rubber base, which is a nice touch. A lot of people have asked where to get them. I've used this thing with all different kinds of knives, everything from $1 kitchen knives all the way up to custom heat-treated super steels. CPM M4, this is directly off of the fine side. Like it's not even there. Here's the coarse scratch pattern on S110V and the fine scratch pattern on S110V. It's weird for me to say this to you because I know how much these things cost to make. I've had my own manufactured for me. I've made my own. I know how much each individual component costs on this. And I don't know how they're doing it for this price. And again, it kind of bothers me. This stone is made in China. If that matters to you, you can get USA-made versions from DMT. Is this better than DMT? I think the sharpening surface is better. I think that it's cheaper. It's better in just about every way than DMT, other than the fact that it is made in China. You can take that as you will and do with it as you want. If you care about that, then just stick with a USA made version. But again, I don't know how they're doing it for this price, because $69.99 is a fantastic deal for this. You're basically getting 2 perfect stones in one, less stuff to keep track of, and you get a plastic case with it, which none of the other stones do. At least none of the ones that I've recommended do. Now, I think the main question is, should you get this stone or should you get a $20 cheap profiling stone and a Sharpening Koreamaku 1000? Right now, because those other 2 options aren't available pretty much anywhere, they're sold out everywhere, I would just buy this and be done. You can get hair whittling edges off of this on everything that you can imagine with a 6-micron strop, and you're golden. At that point, if you want to move on to, say, like a Sharpening 2000 and then the 5000, you're going to get better results by adding those stones. But this can certainly take the place of the cheap profiling stone and the Sharpening 1000 that I've recommended previously. Now, should you go out and purchase this stone if you already have those other 2 stones? No, I don't think so. I think you're at about the same spot, unless again, you're sharpening those real high-end super steels at a very high hardness level. Then you're going to want to stick with diamond in those cases. And this may be a good addition to this will be a good addition to a $20 profiling stone, simply because you get a perfect 1200 grit fine stone, which I haven't been able to find anywhere. This is the best fine side that I've ever seen. So this is CPM M4 sharpened on the Sharpal fine and stropped on a 6-micron, and this is hair whittling, believe it or not. The scratch pattern is very consistent. Those deep scratches are from the coarser grit. I just didn't do a good job of removing those. But to give you an idea, this image is actually 60 images stacked on top of one another and then overlaid in an editing software to give us the whole depth of field, with each image having a depth of field of about 4.1 microns. And every picture was taken manually, moving the camera that distance. So needless to say, I thought I'd share this image. While not perfect, I thought it was pretty cool. And here's some perspective. This is a ballpoint pen, and those lines are millimeters. And the same ballpoint pen next to a knife bevel. And here is the same ballpoint pen, a touch closer. I don't know what else to say. I'm like kind of confused about this, because I didn't expect this thing to really be that good at the price they're selling it for, and the fact that it's double-sided. And I guess it's one of the only cases that I've seen where the marketing behind what they're doing is actually true. It's a perfect sharpening stone. It's a perfect diamond stone at this point. And yeah, if you can't find those other options, which have been out of stock for a while, the $20 stones, the 1000 grit Sharpenings, for 69 bucks, this is a great deal. I will be testing this long term. By long term, I mean a year or 2 years down the road. Maybe we'll revisit it. But I've sharpened enough at this point with all different kinds of stuff, everything from $1 kitchen knives to chisels to super steels, to know that it's a quality stone and it's gonna last a long time. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Don't cut your finger, cut the paper towel.